Welcome! If you never tried an escape room before, you might be worried about what you're going to do. You might be worried about not being smart enough to solve all the puzzles. You might be worried about failing to escape and get locked inside a tiny room. You might be even confused about the designers who make the rooms. Do they want to see us suffer and laugh at us through the camera like many of the escape room movies? But trust me, after you watch the following 10 minutes of the video, you will totally change your mind. In fact, escape room designers are just normal people, and they are more than happy to see you finish the game successfully. And the most important thing is, everyone can dominate most of escape rooms by knowing the right tricks. If you have already done a lot of escape rooms, this is also a good guide for you to speed up your decoding experience, raise up your escape rate. This is Tao, and I am an escape room puzzle designer. We built up many escape rooms at Escapade, and yes, we also solved tons of them all around the world. Based on our own experience and numerous observations, we know what are the common mistakes that people made, and now I'm going to reveal 5 secrets that can help you avoid these mistakes and beat most escape rooms.
Let's start with my friend's true story. She told me she would never go to an escape room because the first time she went to a room with her best friend, they were just so excited in the beginning, but they don't know what to do. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes, 30, and they stay in the first room without solving any of the puzzles for a whole hour. Later, it turns out the very first clue they need is to find a small little key under the chest while she sat on it for the whole game. What a tragedy, isn't it? But think about it. Do you want to have that experience? And if you're an escape room designer, do you want this to happen to your customers? I think the answer is for sure no. So here comes the first tip for you.
Number 1. Search the right information. The first thing when we enter a new room, we always need to separate out and search for the clues that work for you. We need to search every single corner of the rooms in detail: paintings, furniture, floors, and any structures of any kind. We need to collect all the clues and props that are used for the game. We also need to check the main obstacles. It can be a chest, a door, or bookshelf. Take a look at what information you need to solve the problem, whether it's a 4-digit lock or 5-letter code or simply some handles with shapes on it. Sometimes we might test the code to have an idea of how many digits you need to crack the lock. If you put a random 4 code to the lock pad and you hear a beep song or some color showed up, in this case, maybe this lock needs 4 digits. Once we find the right goal, the next step is to find clues that are related to it. Let's say you need 5 digits. Then we need to look for exactly 5 numbers, not 6 or 4 numbers or letters. This way, it's easier for you to get rid of red herrings and clues for the other places. However, try not to look for stuff or places you should not search. For example, power outlets, ceiling lights. Another common mistake is to use something irrelevant. For example, the bottom of the wood, there's a name birch, numbers or marks that are on the pipes originally, or a small manufacturing number that I can barely see. Those are definitely something not part of the game. Once you find the code, boom, you got it! Number 2. Do not overthink. Remind yourself, think simple and clue-oriented. All clues should be found inside the rooms. You do not need extra knowledge to guess the answer. If you see height on top of the keypad, do not use your own height. We are not smart enough to know how tall you are and set up the code 5 minutes before the game starts. The correct way is to find clues related to someone's height. If you find a monkey, not think whether it's a chimpanzee or bamboo. we are not in your zoology class. However, if you see a picture of monkey species, then that's a different story. Get my point? You need to use the clues that you can find in the room, but not just randomly guessing. If you can't find any, high chances are this is something we need to work on later because the necessary clues may not be revealed yet. Number 3. Team rules. Is it necessary to assign a captain for your team? My answer is, it depends. Having a bad leader will make the thing worse. The leader is not necessarily the best puzzle solver or finger pointer. You need to control over the big picture, not specific puzzles. You need to act like the project coordinator who keep track of the progress, assign people to the right puzzles, and avoid duplicate work. I know it sounds complicated, but let me make it simpler. I usually will ask one person to be the inventory guy. This person will be in charge of the props and notes, separate them into used and unused items. And the best way to track your progress is to see how many clues you already used and how many are not. Why? Because most of escape rooms have a one lock use only once policy, which means if you put all the solved puzzles separate from the new or unsolved puzzles, you will have a clear virtual idea of where are you now compared to the time you left. And also, I will have someone always keep track of the time. Always remind the whole group how much time we have left for the game. Number 4. Do not get panicked when you get stuck. A well-designed escape room will set some tricks to make you think out of the box. We will increase the level of difficulties at the later part of the game, just like teachers make their final quiz. We want to see the majority of the people to escape the room and just hit the last 5 minutes range, so they will be so happy because they made it just in time. This is what we call last second rule. So never give up until the last second. When you get stuck, we need to think out of the box. We should rescan every clue that you already used just in case they need to use it for the second time. We probably need to go back and forth between rooms if we have multiple rooms in one scenario. You need to ask someone else to try the same method or code if we are for sure this will open or trigger something. One piece of very funny stats is 50% of the clues people ask are wasted because of human error. Do you know that? In this case, we will simply say, try the code you just tried, or open the door it's already open. So sometimes, you just need more confidence. And last of all, do not afraid or hesitate to ask for clues from the host, and trust your guide. They are probably eager to send you some information to help you pass the final door. Remember, we love to see you escape eventually. Number 5. Have fun. The last but not least tip, have fun. As the escape room designer, we always want our customers to have fun in the room, so they can come back next time. Remember the story I mentioned in the beginning? The room my friend went might be out of business already because no one wants to go back. Our goal to make escape room is to attract more customers to play more. So do not get frustrated if you can't solve the puzzles. Have fun and find the joy in the journey. People with the opposite version of this mindset are fighting with the uphill battle. They will just feel unhappier and struggle and bored, even the room is well designed. They will not enjoy the backstory behind the rooms. So, just have fun. Here's all the tips of beating escape rooms from a room designer point of view. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have some funny or bad story about your experience of escape room, please also leave your comments below and let us know. We read every single comment. If you want to get more fun puzzle game and escape room information, please also subscribe us at the right corner. Thank you for watching.